it's Claire. I just wanted to make a video telling you guys out there on the internet the pros and cons of cancer. Background story for me, when I was 15, I was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma bone cancer. I broke my leg and I had to have a hip and femur replacement as well as chemotherapy. And so I was cancer free for about a year, and then December 2011 I got diagnosed with AML leukemia from the chemotherapy that they gave me for my bone cancer. So I went through more chemo to wipe out my bone marrow, and then April 3rd of 2012 I got my bone marrow transplant and had radiation, and I'm doing okay right now, which is why I have hair and eyebrows and eyelashes. So yeah, that's just a little bit of background. But I would like to share some pros with you and cons. Some people may not think there are any pros to having cancer, but you gotta look at the silver lining sometimes and, make do with what you have. So, some pros. I don't have to do my hair in the morning. Takes no time. I don't have to shave. You get free stuff sometimes. People like giving you presents, which is cool. You can eat whatever you want, really, without gaining weight. You have people waiting on you all the time to get you stuff, which is cool. More pros. There's not a ton of pros. So, if you wanted to look like a lesbian, you could. It's very easy. People think short hair, lesbian. Not true. But, that's what people think. Halloween can be fun. You can dress up as a boy. One year I went as Danny from Grease because my hair was short enough. It's cool. This year I think I'm going for Slim Shady, Eminem kind of look. Just have fun with it. Another pro. There's not a lot. Not a lot at all. People think you're really cute because you look like a little baby, and they want to rub your soft hair, which I don't like because I don't like when people touch me very much. Just don't touch my head, okay? So that's pretty much all for the pros. So I'm going to move on to some cons because there are a lot of cons. Biggest con for girls, I'd say, not as much boys. Maybe some boys have a lot of trouble with this, but I only know from a girl's perspective, and that is losing your hair. The first time I shaved my hair, I cried. Second time I was like, let's just get over with, it's the only thing I have control over right now, so I'm just going to shave it. I'm not going to let it fall out, I'm just going to shave it off. It makes you feel better. So losing your hair is probably one of the toughest things for a girl because you can't do anything and you don't feel feminine and you may not feel pretty, and it's just really tough. And if you lose your eyelashes and your eyebrows, then you feel like you look more sick, and that also just, it weighs on girls. Like, that girls don't want to not feel pretty. Another con, chemo. Chemo. I hate chemo. It's so bad. It's literally a poison. Like, they are poisoning your body, and they are killing cancer cells and normal cells. They're just killing them all. And it's terrible. It makes you really sick. You can throw up. You can have all kinds of side effects. Like, one chemotherapy made my body start convulsing. It was bad. Like, I hate chemo. And you can lose a lot of weight if you don't eat. on chemo, and then they want to put a tube, NG tube in your nose and down into your throat, or they could hook up IV fluids and food, which is not fun either, because you need to be eating on your own. That's the biggest thing. Another con, hold on, I have a list. You can be in a lot of pain from chemo, can cause a lot of jaw pain. Your nails can fall off. I've had my nails start falling off from chemo before. I can't go home because I have to be close to the hospital, which sucks because I miss my family and my dog and my friends. You can't go to school because you can't be around big crowds. You can't go in restaurants. You just can't be around anyone sick. It's very dangerous. And you're not supposed to go to the movies unless, there's just no one there. And you just have to be very, very careful with everything. You have to wash your hands. You have to make sure other people wash their hands. You have to be too careful what you touch, what you don't touch, it's a problem. I don't like it. And another con, medicine. You have to take lots and lots of medicine. I hate it. I think I take 20-something pills a day. And it can make your stomach hurt if you don't eat before or if you don't eat after. And you need to be drinking a lot because you got to flush all that out of your system in order for everything to be working well. So, that's another big con. What's another con? People stare at you. Let them stare because they're curious. But I do understand I don't like when people stare at me because I'm different looking. I want people to stare at me and be like, hey, she's pretty. But that's a con. I'd say one of the biggest cons I have is staying in the hospital because that's terrible and the hospitals suck. I hate it. And also my Broviac catheters, which is where they put the chemo in. They put the chemo in these little tubes. I don't know if okay, there you go. See? And the tubes actually come out in the middle of my chest right here. I have a dressing over them to keep it protected and stuff. And then the chemotherapy runs up this tube into my central vein. I don't know if you can see that scar, but that's where it goes in. Yeah. First of all, it's very inconveniently placed for a girl. Right in between my boobs. Thank you, doctor. That was a great placement. That's awkward. You can't go swimming with them because they can get infected. If you take a bath or a shower, you need to cover it up. I've been having to saran wrap, and then I got tired of that, and so I just tape them up and just avoid getting this area wet, and then after I get out, I'll, wash with a washcloth around it and stuff. So that is one of the biggest cons that I absolutely hate. I hate my tubes. I call them the booby tubies because they're inconveniently placed. And you gotta flush them, and you gotta take care of them, and make sure you change the caps on them, and you don't want them to get infected or clotted off or anything like that. So that's another big con. I can't really think of any more. Besides the fact that having cancer sucks, and it totally changes your life. Changes everything you have to think about, all your priorities and what's important, and you gotta think about what's best for your health and not what you want a lot of times, which is hard, especially being a teenager. You just want to do what you want and maybe ignore what's healthy. But yeah, so those are my pros and cons of having cancer. There you go.